That's another one. Indeed, David. So, like, how did it feel knowing that there was an actor actually playing you in a movie? How did that feel? Because it's not every day that you could say, hey, somebody play me in a movie.
Well, his name is
Daniel
Daniel
Krell.
Krell. He's an actor who now lives in Pittsburgh and does a lot of stage work, a lot. He's a busy actor. And I think they auditioned a lot of people, and Daniel got the part. I remember going in and taking I went in like months earlier and taking my costume so they could duplicate the costume because he wore one, Daniel, and then Chris Cooper wore another one. And I went in the day he was getting into his costume, and it was almost like deja vu, whatever that expression is. But I was sort of looking at something I had done for 50 years. It was almost sort of out of body experience, seeing everything I did, somebody else doing, and it wasn't a playback, it was actually happening. But Daniel did a good job. He had a lot of energy, and it was a nice little scene that is in the film. In the course of the film, they're taping a neighborhood scene that leads into another scene. I think it's where he first meets Tom Janot, comes in and watches
Yeah, that's right.
And so that was sort of the little lead up, giving them the excuse to meet. But going back to the cameo we had when I was my regular, so I've had people who recognized me from that, and it wasn't it was a medium shot. It wasn't a long shot or close up, but it was slowly panned by us, and you can see Mrs. Rogers too. So maybe they associated. I don't know. Anyhow, you never know what people pick up. You know, you're surprised what people pick up by watching movies. But it was a wonderful experience, and they digitally recorded it, whatever, at WQED, where we did our program for 50 years, and they recreated the set. Our set is in the Heinz History Center here in Pittsburgh, and if you're ever in Pittsburgh, go to the Heinz History Center and see the original set. But they duplicated. I walked into the studio, again, like my experience with seeing Mr. McFeely, I thought I was going back 20 years. Because it looked just like the one we had. They did a marvelous job. Everybody on the film did such a wonderful job recreating the feel of what we did over there all those years. And it was a wonderful tribute to Fred and to all of us, really. I was honored that I was in the film via Daniel Krell.
But like knowing that, like, did you feel like you were like you were like going back to work as Mr. McFeely when you stepped into QED and just saw the set again?
It felt that way. Intellectually I knew I wasn't, but there was an element of it saying, "Hey, this is sort of spooky in a way." It's almost like being in a dream in a way. At least for me. I don't know how other people can relate to that. I don't think anybody can relate to it because I lived it. It's hard just to explain it, but it's like having a job in some building for 25 years and going back to it, and there's some things that you conjure up, and things would happen that day that we did 25 years earlier. It was a very interesting, but it was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad it got all on digitally recorded for posterity. It's going to be around as long as we're going around the sun.
That's right, Dave. And I don't think the movie is going anywhere anytime soon.
I think it'll be a classic that people refer to a lot.
Yeah,